You're tuned in. To Stardom 100 Radio.
What time is it?
With your host, Tanisha Davis. We're the show that's keeping it all the way 100 with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the heavily orchestrated, never duplicated lyrical symphony known as the Eternal One Eternity, aka Mr. Everlasting, the Lyrical Assassin, and you are tuned into Stardom 100 Radio. Let's go.
Call security!
Yo, what's poppin'? It's the Young Lion, Sammy, and right now you're tuned in to Stardom 100 Radio. Keep it locked.
I already feel this right here. It's gonna be a good one. Ha, come on. It's a new generation of the gospel nation. Look, Ray, Kiki, and you know him. Nice.
If I hadn't seen it, I wouldn't believe it. Some say I'm bugging out. You changed my whole world. You did it right in front of my eyes. You got me in a daze and night. Don't understand your ways at times. But it's alright. For what you done, I owe you my life.
Let's go.
Thought I was doing alright before. Little did I know that I would need you more. You came along, made me realize that everything I had was nothing. No one could ever take the place of who you are. You have my heart, and it's so amazing how you do the things you do. Always come through.
100 Radio. This is your host, none other than Tanisha Davis. I appreciate you all tuning in on this amazing Saturday. Today is August the 15th, and we have a very, very dope discussion prepared for you today. We have a special guest, none other than author. She wears so many hats. Rachel Naughton. I hope I pronounced that right. Hi, Rachel. How are you doing?
Yes, how are you, Ms. Davis, Nisha Davis? Yeah, I'm doing well, and you did pronounce my name correctly.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Awesome, because I know, like, even with me, like, I know sometimes my name can get pronounced wrong, and you're like, oh, they messed up my name.
You're surprised what I get. I get Newton, I get Norton, but Naughton, yes, it is pretty unique, but you pronounced it correctly.
Awesome. So before we get into our discussion, for those who are tuned in and listening, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Okay, I'm originally from New York. I was born in Brooklyn and raised in Queens, New York. I was raised in a large family. I have 5 brothers, 2 sisters, and totally I am loyal, loving, I'm intelligent, creative, very trustworthy. I'm a basketball coach. I am God-fearing. I am very family-oriented, and I am a black woman.
Amen to that. See, that's powerful all within itself. So,
absolutely.
Girl, oh my God, you doing a lot. I like that. So, I mean, we gotta stay on the move. I always tell everyone, you need multiple streams of income. You need to be, doing more than just one thing. So you're definitely doing that.
Yes.
So, you have a children's book out. Want to talk a little bit about that. It's called My Little Tomboy. Can you tell us a little bit about your book and what inspired you to write it?
Sure. First off, My Little Tomboy was pretty much inspired by my childhood. Being raised in a family of predominantly boys, sort of like parallel to the world today, is dominated by males. And growing up, playing sports, especially the sport of basketball, was pretty much predominantly male-oriented. That was more of a competition for me, because in order for me to go outside and have a good time with my brothers, I had to be good. They wouldn't allow me to even touch the basketball.
Wow.
So with that, I wanted to get better. They wouldn't let me touch the ball. They would pick me on a team if there was 9 and you need 10, or if I was that odd or that even number, then that's the only way I would be able to play. So that inspired me to be great and to be better than them. So went across the street to my neighbor. He was a professional basketball player, and he taught me the basics. I ran with it. So I just learned off of basically seeing others, which inspired me to be better. So the book came from about my competitive nature, growing up in an environment where boys were dominated this particular sport. They were bigger, faster, stronger. I shared similar interests as boys, which was most often compared to in society. And my behavior was pretty much identified as boyish. So that's where I got the name tomboy. I was labeled a tomboy, which at that time, as a young girl, I didn't want to be called. I didn't want to be called a boy in any term whatsoever. But that's where it derived from. However, the actual word tomboy, was derived from back in the early, 1900s, 1600s, where they would just call them little boys who were just outright loud and boisterous. And then that just kind of transitioned over into young girls today. So we kind of took on that role. There's a lot of women that I've spoken to in my past, and my friends, and people who've also used that term as tomboys. They were offended by it. I actually used it as use that term as a way to inspire me to just be better than the label.
Yes.
So that inspired me to write the book. So young girls today who've experienced that term or being labeled tomboys, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a boy. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to take on gender. That just means that you are doing something that the boys have done and you've excelled. And they look to you as, you doing the same thing as a boy. So that's where the label comes from. A lot of boys are thought to be independent and powerful and assertive. So when the girl portrays those same traits, we're viewed as boyish. It's just a way for society to accept a girl who's pretty much a badass. So we could take that and twist that negative term into a positive. And that's what I use. And I use that same concept in life, period.
I like that, because when I was growing up, I was called a tomboy, and my mom, what she would do, she'd like put a ton of ponytails and bows and barrettes to try to like.
I love my ponytail.
Yeah, and I would be like, oh my God, it's like just pull it back in a ponytail, and I would get out and I'd try to play football and basketball, and if the boys were climbing trees, I was trying to climb the highest tree and jump. And,
that's me.
Yeah, I wanted to show them I can do the same thing. But like you said, society would say, oh, you've been a tomboy, And then it's like, oh, so my mom was like, I'm going to put these ponytails, these bows, put you on a dress today. You're going to wear a dress today.
I hated dresses. And if you look on the cover of my children's book, my dress is hanging out of my book bag. Because what I used to do every day before I went to school, if I saw a dress hanging on the closet door, what I do is I make sure I pack some shorts or some pants in my book bag. So that would be stuffed underneath my books. And I'm going to school carrying my dress, so it would be hanging out my book bag.
Wow, I love that. Now, your book is in the process of becoming a film. So, tell me a little bit about that, because that's major.
The film adaptation?
Yes.
Yes. That's, oh my goodness. I'm so passionate about this project that it just gives me goosebumps, because it's something that I dreamt of years ago, and just conversations that I had with my mother. This was prior to even me writing the book.
Wow.
I was just so scared to just touch on anything that just wasn't, a part of me. And writing wasn't a part of me. I used to write to cure any anger that I have or whatever it was. If it was something I wanted to get off my chest, I would write. So I would write poetry. So that was my first thought in writing. My mom inspired me to write this book. She said, you know what, you're great. You need to write. I love your stories. I love your poetry. You need to write. You know, so I started, when she passed away in 2013, I started to write my book. But I had other distractions, but I sort of kept it focused. I wrote different series of the book, and I just stuck with the one that's published now. It got published in 2015. And with the film adaptation, it was just an idea, you know. Then I met my business partner, and you know what? We said, we're going to do this. And I've always, anytime I said I was going to do something, I've always done it. So that idea turned into an actual project. It was manifested into an actual project. We did the pilot shoot July 25th. We created a wonderful team. We have a great staff. I'm just so elated. It's actually in production now. I can't wait till it gets finished. We have some stills that we've actually put on the internet so people can see, so they can get excited about the project, just like I am. We was able to include some kids that was at the park that particular day who just didn't understand the filmmaking process. So Puma also, you know, donated. They actually donated the wardrobe for me and all the sneakers. You have the Legacy Sham Guards on set as well too, on the scene in the film. It was just wonderful. You know, everything worked out smoothly, and I'm grateful for anyone that actually took on my passion and made it a wonderful project. Currently.
Yes, that's awesome.
I'm really excited because I know how many people that it's going to reach. You know, I'm experiencing different challenges in my life, and today, just like in 2020 now, we're facing a lot of challenges, and some people don't know which way to turn. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few months. We know we listen to the media. We're not understanding. We're getting conflicting messages. And people are. So what I try to do, I just try to take it one day at a time. You know, you plan one day at a time because tomorrow's not promised.
That is
so
true.
Plan one day at a time. If you think too far, we don't know what's ahead. We're not. You know, we don't read ahead. There's no foresight for some people. Some people do have that gift, but we're not. You know, we don't read the palms or whatever they call it. You know.
Yes.
But just that's for us to take it one day at a time, and that's what I want to inspire people in this book. You know, young children, males, females, adults. Because we've all been through something, and some people don't have the tools to get out of it or get through it. So that's what I'm hoping with this film.
I love that. That sounds very encouraging, and I know that with what you're working on and the ambition behind it is definitely going to inspire someone, you know, just off of what the message that you just spoke, you know, and it's very empowering. So, oh man, I'm looking forward. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more from you.
It's wonderful. And now the lead actor, Lauren Swan, she's amazing. She's never acted before. She's a great actor for her young age, and she just did a wonderful job. You know, the actors that I have in the pilot now, they did a wonderful job. You know, the woman played my mom, and the gentleman who played, you know, my father. They just did a wonderful job. Even the boys that we selected to play, you know, in the park scene, they just did a wonderful job. So that day was just so, like, blessed. You know, I could just feel energy. The energy was positive. So that's when you know that, you know, it's just accepted by the universe and our source, our God, you know. So that's what makes it even better.
Oh, man. I have to ask, because you coach basketball, like, what are some ways that you help encourage your players? Because dealing with the same thing, like the topic, being labeled a tomboy, it's so many cruel stereotypes out there when it comes to women playing in sports that they feel is for the guy to play in. How do you keep them encouraged and motivated, you know, to keep doing what they love and to ignore that?
Well, I just encourage them. I use basketball, every aspect of the basketball, every play, even just the outline of the court. I use that in every one of my speeches to them. Every conversation that I have, I remain coach. I'm their friend. Sometimes I'm just their confidant. I'm everything to them for the 2 hours that I have, and sometimes even off the court. But I always encourage them to embrace who they are, embrace their passion, embrace their experiences. And then when we get on this court, now you focus.
Yes.
So this is your time let everything go. You know, you listen to my voice, you listen to your teammates, you're not alone. So this is the time where they get to focus on their passion, the things that they want to do. So what if it's some players, coach, I can't do this, I can't do that. There's never a time when you can do anything that you want to do. So I just inspire them and encourage them to kind of just complete any mission that they have ahead. And a lot of them do face a lot of challenges. Sometimes it's at home, whether if it's society, you know, and especially today with media being so prevalent in everyone's lives. They have to just embrace who they are first. Who they are. I know we have a lot of movements going on, but they still don't know who they are individually. So I encourage them to get to who they are first before anything.
Yes, that's so true. That is very empowering. I hope my middle school coach is listening to this message because look, when I was in middle,
I had some amazing coaches. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in high school, I had my son in my 11th year. So just imagine being pregnant. I loved basketball, and we're in a playoff game. I'm pregnant, and I was in denial. I knew I was pregnant, but I was in denial. Halftime, I had about 13 points and 12 rebounds. I was really playing hard. So I went to the sideline. I said, Coach, I can't stand up. I can't stand up. So he was rubbing Bengay on my lower back, and I said, Coach, I can't stand up. I couldn't stand up tall.
Oh, my goodness.
Bent over. Yeah, so I just couldn't finish off the game, and that broke my heart. But I knew what I was going through. I didn't know what was going on inside my body, but I knew what was going on in there as far as I knew I had a baby inside. I didn't know if I was harming the baby or not, but I knew I had to sit down. So I went to the hospital and found out that I was pregnant, 5.5 months. So that was a major motivational, challenge in my life, and I embraced it. I knew I was going to finish high school. I knew I was going to get my college degree, my undergraduate, my master's. I knew I was going to work for myself and own my business. I knew these things. So I just went ahead and did it. I went ahead and did it. I was pregnant, had a child, I was 16, and was on my own. So, and I just carried that energy to this day. And I still, my son now, he's older, of course. And he lives his own life, but he has an example in front of him. And I just hope I can inspire others. That, any challenges we face, I'm never going to say it was a mistake. Because God put these situations in our lives for a reason. It made me stronger, and it also helped me to endure, any of the trauma that I endured years ago prior to my pregnancy. So I never look at it as a mistake. I was a single mom, and I was able to do all the things that I wanted to do. Nothing stopped me.
Amen to that. I definitely relate. I'm a single mother, but I kept pushing, and just like
That's
you,
awesome,
you keep going,
Yes. It's a different world for us, and especially if you experience some type of trauma. It's a different world. You have to work on that trauma every single day. Every single day. Amidst of other challenges that we face, like now the pandemic, and we have to face moving forward with businesses shutting down. I'm very empathetic, so I sort of take on, the pain from others, and it can be tough. So you have to sort of block those distractions out and focus on you, first, and then you'll be able to help other people.
That is so true.
I've learned recently, so we just have to continue with that type of motivation.
Yes, I like that you said that, because that's always been an issue for me myself. I always, I respond with my feelings. I feel everything, like what people are going through, and sometimes I have to turn the TV off. I have to turn off the TV. I have to get off of social media because I'm like, oh my God, I'm impacted by everything that I'm seeing. I'm like, oh, that's horrible, and I have to just take some time out for me. So, man, that's important. Now, outside of coaching and film and the writing, you also have a hairline called Femi. So tell me,
it's a hair growth oil.
Oh,
it's called Feechi, which is Seechi.
Oh, okay.
And Feechi, of. I dreamt of it because I'm always making natural products. I don't like to go out and not so much spend money on products. It's just so much of caring what goes on to my body. Because me being a vegan, I don't eat dairy products. I've done my research, and so it's a different lifestyle for me. So I want to sort of maintain those natural oils that I'm putting onto my skin, my scalp, which helps, my internal part of the body. Not just external. Cause we just put things externally on our bodies, which we don't understand that our skin is the largest organ. So you need to be mindful of what you're putting on your skin.
Yes.
I created Fiji hair growth oil, which means worship God. So, we go through hormonal changes, women as men. So we just need to be focused on the internal and external treatments of really a natural treatment within our bodies. Eating right, exercising on a daily basis, and the oil itself would help the hair growth, especially with the massaging, the oils, and the type of ingredients I use. I use essential oils, coconut oils, whatever it is, and I just don't make them and put them on the shelf. I would like to know a little bit about the person's history, because a lot of times we take things internally and externally, and we don't know. One little thing is our blood type, or if we have any type of allergies. That makes a world of a difference. I know that I can't just go buy shampoo because I'll break out. My hair will just break out into some type. It look like I have psoriasis. So I'm mindful of that and learning what my body can accept. I just created this hair growth oil.
Wow. So, where can we purchase your oil, or are you still working on it?
I actually do have a Instagram page, but being so focused on My Little Tomboy, I haven't really put it out there yet. But people can certainly contact me through Instagram if they're looking for some hair growth or they want to try it. I send them a free sample. They just have to pay for shipping. That's pretty much it. So yeah, they can go to Fiji Hair Growth Oil's Instagram page, or go to my page, which would be Eva_preneur, and they can also just DM me, which I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Well, you have shared a lot of amazing information for anyone that's as a up and coming author that's trying to possibly see how to turn their book into a film. What advice would you have for them, or what steps could they take?
I would say write your story, write it, have someone read it, get some feedback, and when you're comfortable, just find you can do a self-publishing, you can contact a publisher, you can send the manuscript over. They're all online. Now there's the plethora of companies and even self-publishing companies that help you publish your book. But I would say just do it. Just do it. As long as they're happy with their story, I would say just do it. Have an editor, get great illustrations, because especially for a children's book, they want to see pictures.
Yes.
The colors very important. For a regular novel, I would say you need to make sure you have someone to edit it and read over it, just so it really kind of touches other readers besides yourself.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, Miss Rachel, it has been a pleasure speaking to you. For those who are listening, can you tell them where they can purchase your book and how they can keep up with you on social media?
Sure. The listeners can purchase the My Little Tomboy book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble website, and just type in the My Little Tomboy. It pops right up. And they can follow me on Instagram at Eva_preneur. Just like entrepreneur, but it's Eva_preneur, and at Fanny Lynn Productions. That's all obviously one word. Fanny Lynn Productions on Instagram.
Awesome.
They can follow me there.
Okay. All right. Well, I thank you again for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be a guest on the show today. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And
thank you.
I'm looking forward to this pilot. I can't wait. I
certainly would. You'll be the first to know once you complete it. I appreciate you, and thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful weekend.
You do the same.
All
Bye-bye.
Right. Bye-bye. right, you all. Thank you so much for tuning in to another amazing episode here on Stardom 100 Radio with our special guest, Miss Rachel Naughton, who is the author of the children's book, My Little Tomboy. So make sure you go get that book and share that with your kids. You know, be sure to go and support that. You know, we're all about supporting black business. Make sure also that you stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, protect yourself. And this show is brought to you by Femi Magazine, Femi. Femi Magazine. Be sure to subscribe to their website at www.femimagazine.com so that you can stay up to date with our black stories and what's going on in our community. And we're signing off today with a single featured by James Worthy called Gold Mine featuring Jay Holiday. All right.
Gold mine. Baby, you're right. Baby, say I feel it. I tell her so much. Look how she feeling. You want it, I give it. Girl, I got you. I am peeking. I am your weakness. Heavy breathing. What I have in my arms. Baby, say I feel it. Tell her so much. Look how she feeling. You want it, I give it. Girl, I got you. I am peeking. I am your weakness. Heavy breathing. What I have in my arms. Baby, you're a gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine. Baby, you're a gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine. Baby, you're a got me a diamond, I got me a pearl. What else? I got me a ruby, my favorite girl. What else? I got me a force and I feel her unknown. What else? The way that she moving, I love her performance. I know you're ready for whatever comes from this. Baby, I'm so into you. There's no way we can run from this. Yeah, baby, I'm showing you the real thing. You claim you didn't know this was a real game. So you wanna add another girl, and I won't complain. And it's real love, and it won't be changed. Baby, say I feel it. Tell her so much. How she feeling. You want it, I get it. Girl, I got you. I am leaking. I am your weakness. Heavy breathing. What I have in my arms. Baby, you're a gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine. Baby, you're a gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine, gold mine. Baby, you're
I got me a triple, yeah, I got me a freak, and she my favorite hitter every day of the week. Body to my Clyde, and don't want nothing for it. What else? The way that she moving, I love her performance.
'Cause I know you're
Ready for whatever comes from this.
baby, I'm so into you. There's no way we can run from this. Yeah, baby, I'm showing you the real thing. You claim you didn't know this was a real game. So you wanna add another girl, and I won't complain. And it's real love, and it won't be changed. Baby, say I feel it. Tell her so much.